Welcome back to the MMA Fight Realm. It is your boy Chris. UFC 299 is taking place this weekend, and I'm going to give you guys my best bets for the card. Now, if you want to stay updated, follow the Instagram at MMA Fight Realm. I will keep you guys updated on the weigh-ins. If I cash anything out, money's on the line. So we want to know how these fighters look on the scale. Stay updated at MMA Fight Realm. I also post fight announcements and more. So check it out at MMA Fight Realm on Instagram. Now, let's get into it, guys. Dog of the week for UFC 299 is going to be plus 140. Plus 140. Gilbert Burns. All right. Yes, he's 37. Yes, he's been knocked out by the jab before. He's been dropped by the jab before. I understand. I've heard it all. All right. He's fought the strikers. Okay, he's fought the grapplers, he's fought the wrestlers, he's fought champions. He fought Kamaru Usman. Okay, now, where have all of these fighters not met him in these fights is in the grappling. Okay, Gilbert Burns, he meets the majority of his opponents in the striking. He strikes with the majority. He didn't strike with Wonder Boy because he knew what the dilemma was going to be there. There was a huge height and reach difference there, and he knew safest way to play it, get this guy down and win the fight. Neil Magny took him down first round. Subbed him first round. Okay, he knows the IQ here, the experience. He knows Jack Della has power in those hands. He knows that he's going to have to get this fight to the ground in order to win. And Gilbert Burns is one of the best to do it when it comes to getting fights on the ground. Like, he's proven it time and time again. I mean, yes, he's shown striking, with guys like Hamzat and with Masvidal, even when he wouldn't force the takedown, he would strike with Masvidal as well. Is he going to be able to do that in this fight? I don't think as much. But since when has that ever stopped the strategy for Gilbert Burns, which is always to get the fight to the ground? That's never not been the strategy for Gilbert Burns. People are saying, oh, he's been too willing to strike lately. Well, when you got a guy like Hamzat Chimaev in front of you, who is really good at wrestling, really good at submissions as well, you're gonna want to strike with him. When you got a guy like Bilal Muhammad, who's really good at wrestling, you're gonna want to strike with him. So people are saying, yes, he tends to strike. He's been favoring his striking lately. Well, it's because he's showing that there's levels to his game. He doesn't just need to grapple. But when he's faced with somebody with knockout power, 10 years younger, on a roll, he knows what to do. The IQ is what's going to play a big role here. And you know what? I'm going to double down. Lock of the week for MMA Fight Round is going to be Gilbert Durinho Burns. All right. This man is way too good in the grappling. All right. No one is matching him. Yes, I understand the dangers in the striking. And if this fight stays standing, I might look real dumb right now, but I'm counting on it. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? Gilbert Burns has phenomenal takedown accuracy, and I'm not even gonna mention, what Jack Della was doing against Basil Hafez. The pulling guillotines and all that. Let's not even mention it. I don't think he can afford to do that in this fight. So I don't think we're going to see pulling guillotines out of Jack Della Maddalena. I think he's going to try to keep the fight standing. You can only do that for so long. Will he get up if he gets taken down on the first? Maybe. I won't be surprised if he does. But it's not the first takedown that I'm worried about. It's the second, the third, the fourth. They start adding up. And then eventually, Jack Della's going to drown. And all respect to him, I just don't see him beating Gilbert Burns this weekend. It's really hard to learn or catch up to the levels in the ground game that Gilbert Burns has versus the striking that Jack Dilla has. You know, Jack Dilla has phenomenal knockout power. He can strike. So did Masvidal. So did all these other guys that Gilbert Burns has come across and taken down. Okay, so give me Gilbert Burns, dog of the week, lock of the week. Lock that in, and let's see him bust some parlays this weekend, guys. Now let's get into the parlays. All right, parlays I have for you guys are, you know, I've been hearing, I got Robelis Despain and Kyler Phillips at -128. A lot of people are not taking their chances on Robelis Despain this weekend. I did get him a lot earlier before approaching this weekend, because I heard about this fight a long time ago. I made a video about Robelis Despain as my prospects to cash on in 2024, you know, over a month ago. So I've known about this fight for a while now. Robelis Despain, yes, he's 4-0, only fought, you know, a bunch of amateurs. If you just take a look at Josh Farid, if you just take a look at him, okay, the guy does not belong at heavyweight. He could be a mixed martial artist, just not at this weight class. Okay, it's just not gonna work for him. And for Robelis Despain, there is no moving down. You're 6'7", 87-inch reach. There's no moving down for a guy at that size. And you know, gold medal. He was a medalist in Taekwondo. I believe it was a bronze medal. And he's actually been training jiu-jitsu since 2019. So a lot of people are worried about his ground game. Can he get taken down? 2019, he's been doing BJJ. I don't know how much wrestling Josh Parisian even does in this. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be honest. Like, just look at the fight. Just look at the two guys. This fight should not go more than 5 minutes. Give me Robelis Despain. And then Kyler Phillips. A lot of people, you know, talking about Pedro Munoz. Since we're talking about Gilbert Burns as my dog and lock of the week, a lot of people are riding with Pedro Munoz this weekend. Pedro Munoz is, you know, never been knocked out. Only lost by decision in the UFC. He's got a huge age difference against Kyler Phillips. No one's bringing that up. But, you know, that's why styles make fights, guys. All right. But I'm rocking with Kyler Phillips because of his ability to, I think, yes, he will tire out in the third round. He's known to. But his ability to catch Pedro Munoz is going to show this weekend. And Pedro Munoz, when he is faced upon strikers who pose a more of a reach and more of a height against him, he becomes a leg kick expert. And to the judges, and even to me, to the fans, it's not convincing enough. And that's why he lost the fight against Cheeto. It's why he will lose close fights to high caliber opponents if he's only, you know, you can only just do so many leg kicks. Like, you know, eventually you gotta get in the danger zone, and it might mean you get hit sometimes. But if you're looking to get a finish in a fight, or if you're looking to not just land leg kicks, you got to get in the phone booth. And Pedro Munoz, as he's getting older, the ability to take shots is becoming less and less. We saw it in the Cheeto fight, and we should see it here against Kyler Phillips, a guy who does have a win over Song Yadong, you know, and credit to him. That's not an easy thing to do. So -128 for this two-leg. Robelis Despain, Kyler Phillips, lock that in. I have a 4-leg for you guys. Same thing, Robelis Despain and Kyler Phillips, except I added Asu Almabayev and Mirna Moroz. Okay, Asu Almabayev, the top control is going to be way too much. If you guys heard me in the picks video, this guy, you know, yes, he's only got one fight in the UFC, but he's fought in Brave FC. He's fought in this in the Dagestani promotion against Tagir Ulanbekov. You know, the level of opponents that he's seen are I wouldn't say they aren't UFC caliber, because Tagir, look at Tagir now in the top 10 of this weight class. So, and he's coming from that same promotion. So Asu Amabayev, I do think he's going to get it done against CJ Vergara. And Mirna Moroz, they fought once before. Joanne was undefeated at the time. Joanne was at the prime of her career. That you just, if you're getting beat at the top of your career, you're undefeated. How can you not get beat now when you're 38 and you're 1 foot out the door? Joanne has already mentioned prior to this fight she's looking to retire, guys. So Kimi Mirna Moroz to win this fight. She's got a grappling advantage, and she showed some striking against Mayra Bueno Silva when she couldn't get the takedown in that 3rd round anymore. She had to show some striking. She had to show that she had a chin, and that's exactly what she did. Mirna Moroz is only getting better. She's becoming even more complete, while Joanne has 1 foot on the out the door. 4-leg for plus 214. Mirna Moroz, Asu Amabayev, Robelis Despain, and Kyler Phillips. Lock that in, guys. Now let's get into the props. So my dog of the week, my lock of the week, Gilbert Burns. His submission prop is sitting at plus 250. All right, the 4-time ADCC champion, the guy who subbed Neil Magny in the 1st round, the guy who was come on, man, like, the best chance for Gilbert Burns to get this one done is by submission. If we're looking at a finish here, yes, he can get a ground and pound finish, but we're likely to see Gilbert Burns wrap him up and sub him instead of ground and pound, in my opinion. And at plus 250, I'm definitely taking a chance at that. He's my lock. He's my dog. Plus 250, Burns by sub. That's a prop for sure that I'm gonna take a jab at. Asu Amabayev by submission is at plus 150. He wrapped up Odie Osborne in the 1st round in a sub. CJ Vergara, yes, he's tough. Yes, he's got grit. Will it happen in the 1st round? Maybe not. But I don't think CJ Vergara is going to prevent this submission from happening for 3 rounds. Okay? Asu Amabayev is dangerous. He's consistent. And he's going to get it done. I see him finishing CJ Vergara, and I see him submitting CJ Vergara this weekend. So plus 150, Asu Amabayev by submission is a great prop in my opinion. And my last prop for you guys is going to be Benoit Saint Denis and Dustin Poirier to go the distance is at plus 330. Dustin Poirier, the guy, if there's one thing, he's got cardio, he's got phenomenal boxing, but this guy is one of the most complete fighters at 155, and he's taking on a up-and-comer who is only going to come forward, only going to deliver a war. Dustin Poirier can drag this out into the later rounds, and that's actually what his game plan even is. If you've heard him leading into this fight, he talks about how he thinks he can deal with the early war that is Benoit Saint Denis, and then drag him into the later rounds and hopefully beat him there. Some people do see Benoit finishing Dustin Poirier. I picked Benoit Saint Denis to win this fight in my picks video. Extremely tough fight to pick overall. But if you're looking at just the two opponents and you match them up, you tend to get a prospect like this, like Benoit Saint Denis, coming off a fight against Matt Frevola, not the biggest. This is not the biggest level of competition. Matt Frevola in this, and then to go to Dustin Poirier is like an extremely big step up, So he can do enough to win the early first 3 rounds, and then Dustin Poirier might win the championship rounds, the 4th and 5th. What's gonna make me worried is that 3rd round. But this is a prop for the fight to just go to distance. All right, this is a prop at plus 330. I think it's great. I'm gonna take a chance at plus 330 for this fight to go to distance. If it does end in a finish, I see Benoit being the guy to get the finish. So you can hedge, you know, Benoit by KO. That's also a great prop. I just think that plus 330 for a guy like Dustin, I mean, to be going against a guy like Dustin who can bring you into those later rounds and make this fight go to the judges. Plus 330 is a great prop piece. So there you guys have it. Those are my best bets for UFC 299. I'm rocking with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Check out the picks video, follow the Instagram, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.